What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mud, and look what we're finishing today. It's our Ogre Tyrant. Today I show you how I get through all the highlighting that needs to be done, and then working through the verdigris. And a large part of today's video is also painting of this little knobby here at the bottom, and doing the chipping on the armor. If you can see the silver chips on our brass armor and weapons, like all along here. So I think it looks pretty cool. It's really simple to do. Any beginner can do it. I think if you've got a steady hand, a good fine tip brush, and the right colors. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy it. There's one thing that I didn't do, which I'll probably end up doing. Heck, let's do it right now. So I'm gonna take my Khemri Brown, and the last step, which I'm actually doing now as the first step, is I'm just going to paint up these bandages just a little bit, because the known oil is just so dark. It gets into all the recesses and it really darkens the colors really to a great extent, to a great degree. So I'm just trying to bring them back up, and there you go. Amazing, because in the previous video we just colored it with Deneb Stone, and one application of known oil turns it that dark, so that is just amazing to me. But not as amazing as this gut plate. It looks awesome. It's still magnetized in case I want to take it off. But yeah, stay tuned to see how I painted this guy up, and to learn how you can do the same with your Ogre Tyrant. What a great model. Look at that model all painted up and all done. That is a fantastic model. Great sculpt, great pose, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. So, hope you like it, and see you in the next one. Okay, welcome back, and we are getting ready again to paint this guy up, our Ogre Tyrant. Today we're going to be focusing on the highlighting, the verdigris, all that awesome stuff. Also doing up our Gnoblar, our little Gnoblar here in the back, getting dragged along against his will. So let's start with him. And we're gonna start with the base coat. Whoa, flesh. Trying out these new green colors. Kind of looks like it's like liquid green stuff. Huh. Interesting color choice. Not sure if it's the new catechin green. Looks a little bit too green. Catechin green had more of like a, I don't know, the pigment wasn't as vivid as this one is. It wasn't as brightly, obviously green. But this will still look good, I think, after we give it a little shade. Sorry, I'm trying to get these angles under here. Okay. Oh, look at him, he's so cute. He's like, no, don't bully me, I don't want to go. So there's the skin. Let that dry for a second. For our big guy up here, we are going to start painting in some chips. So you could use your chainmail. I'm going to use a chainmail if I can find mine. Igor, a small stew. Could you please find me my chainmail? Here you are, master. Thank you. So we're going to take the chainmail and we are going to randomly chip up the armor. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the box art right next to me. So what we're going to be doing is sticking mainly to the sides. Like that. Oh, this is non-highlighted or washed bottom part of his head. That's what caused me to spill my Nuln oil a couple of videos back. So again, I'm just gonna take my ogre flesh, get that underneath there. Back to the chainmail. When painting these chips on your weapons and armor, I'm going to show you that you can do it like this, where you kind of line each little section, or I'm also going to show you another option that you could do, which is basically dry brushing. But I try to keep the dry brushing for more rounded areas, such as this ball, spiked ball over here at the end, because these one with the hard edges, these armor plates like with the hard edges, like over here, this spike in the guy's gauntlet, you could really just mainly focus on the edges of those. Come out looking really good. Sorry, I'm not sure what the new chainmail is. I don't have any of the new silver metallics. We're also going to be highlighting up the chainmail since we've got our chainmail out. Build up that shiny metal, silver metal pigment one more time. That really gets lost when you're doing the Nuln oil wash, so having a dry brush to bring it back up is really nice. Okay, we're getting back to the armor plates here. Yeah, this Rune Lord brass with the Nuln oil wash really makes the armor look like old and rusted. Before, Tin Bits was just a little too dark for me. It was too rich. This has just the right amount of dullness to it. So that's one side. Then let me show you what you can also do, like this. Just kind of dry brush the metallic silver on, rather than line each one. Then stick it to the center, and not where the spikes meet the ball, but near the center of each section. We're just lightly dusting on some chainmail. Like so. And enhancing that with a couple of very definite scratches and nicks. I love all these straight surfaces. Really do a lot of great edge work. Okay, and also going to be stippling on some little chips, and stippling means just it's the same as dry brushing, but we are taking our tip and we are poking the paint on and then feathering it out. What this does is it produces a very random and interesting looking spread of chips. I think there's too much paint on this first one, but you get the idea. Sorry, show you. Poke, 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 poke. Stab, 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 stab. Pokey, pokey, pokey. I love the stippling effect. It's pretty good. The only trouble with that is, like dry brushing, it really hurts the edges of your brush. So I'm going to try using brushes that are kind of old already. Like, definitely don't use your fine detail brush for those. We're hitting all of the areas with our chainmail. If it's any kind of metal, even this bronze work down here at the bottom, we're going to give it that chainmail shine. Alright, on to the next step. So here you see the chainmail and the metal all painted, chipped up. Gives a really nice random look, I think, to the, to the metallics. Nice chipping action going on. So now we're going to continue with the little Gnoblar over here at the bottom. I'm going to paint him in Camry Brown, and the Camry Brown is really going to be for the shoes. The reason I'm going with Camry Brown, share with you a little bit of my color technique, is because I already used Calvin Brown for this strap that's connecting him to the Tyrant, and I don't want it to look like the strap is the same material as the shoe, because it's pretty much just about connected to where the shoe is. So I'm going with a different color shoe. Camry Brown happens to be right there. One of my other favorite old school colors that I guess I'm gonna have to switch out soon, but I just love it so much. So there's that, and we're also gonna paint the little guy's hood in this Camry Brown color as well, so that we have like a matching colors. face hood. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna color in the, he's got like little armbands, and we're gonna paint those in Rakarth Flesh, which is the new quote-unquote Deneb Stone. So funny him being dragged forward into battle. Okay. Next, I'm going to paint some. I'm going to paint up his little vest in corn red, which is a base color. It's a nice dark red. Got some on the basing material, that's okay. It's a very strong, vibrant red color. It's not as bright as Mephiston red, but it's nice. For a base color, it's a very red. There's not much brown in the pigment like, for example, Dark Flesh, which looks like a much more natural red color mixed with brown, I mean. Okay, and cover that little splotch up. I think when I'm looking at this box art here, it looks like the pants were painted similarly to the color of the ogre, but you know what I'm gonna just make his pants a neutral, safe Khemri brown, or not his pants, but his loincloth. I think if I went with the blue color that the ogre's pants are, then it might have been too similar to him. So yeah, this is nice. It's nice and safe. By safe I mean it's not distracting. You don't look at it and you're not gonna flip out and think like, oh, it's too much color on that little Gnoblar. There's his little loincloth flapping in the breeze. Gross. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do while we're letting our little Gnoblar dry is we're going to paint the wash, or we're going to wash on some verdigris onto all the non-silver bronze / brass metallics, and that we're going to use with hawk turquoise, or one of the many new blue colors that we have in the range. You're going to take it and water it down. Thin it down a lot, and then take a fine detail brush, one of your smaller brushes, and now we're going to paint in the verdigris. So my strategy is always to stick near the lines, wherever the hard lines are. So for example, here, the bottom of the ball, and around rivets especially. And Hawk Turquoise is another one that I'm so sorry to see go. I can tell you a secret, for a long time, whenever I used to watch the old blue table painting videos, I used to not really care for Sean's love of teal armies. I always thought the blue was just unrealistic. The aqua, blue, green, turquoise color. But the more I use this beautiful color, the more I love it. It's that perfect blend of blue and green. I think the new one is either Sotec blue or Temple Guard blue for the Lizardmen. They also make some really good ones that are named after Dark Eldar. I was really tempted to buy one or two of those pots, but couldn't afford it. I was already buying like a billion other paints. This Games Workshop decided that they want like 150 paints in their range now. I'm gonna take all my money. So this will go on any metal that we did not paint in chainmail to give it silver, that we did not base coat, I should say, originally in silver. So find all these metal plates on the shoes, and definitely all of the armor plates. The weapon is going to be pretty massive, so you know, I might as well do it now since the armor plates on this side are going to be exactly like that side. So for this, you've got rivets in the middle of each of the little metal spikes. You've also got where the spikes are joined to the club head. So those are what I'm going to be painting. And finally, a nice solid line down the center. You don't have to paint the verdigris solid. You could have little pockets of it like this. And that looks really interesting. Like almost like a randomly dotting line. So I'll keep going, and then I'll show you what this all looks like when we get done. Okay, I painted just about all of the verdigris, and don't forget to hit the helmet. All these lines and right around the rivets. So this is how our guy looks now, completely verdigrised up. Very cool, very savage looking. What a great model. I really like this model. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? Oh yeah, we have to pick out his teeth. So either the new like Ushabti bone color, or one of the new, one of those kinds of bone colors. I'm not sure what is really the best, but I'm gonna be using, if I can find my bleached bone. Here we go, for the teeth. Definitely gonna need a small brush for this, because this next part, we're doing teeth, we're doing eyes. We're getting pretty close to the end here. So once again, that's bleached bone for the teeth. Gross. Next, we're gonna take either Codex Gray, if you have the old school Codex Gray, or if you have, we're gonna try out the new Citadel Layer Dawnstone, which is pretty similar to Codex Gray if I'm looking at it correctly. They look almost completely similar. And then we're gonna paint this guy's Fu Manchu mustache and beard. So it's starting to look like this. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to take our flesh wash, again, which is Ogre Flesh, and we are going to get in under the eyes. We're not actually going to do the eyes, but we're going to take hey, where'd my flesh wash go? Where did my flesh wash go? It's right here. Ah, here we go. No, it's purple. Ah, who cares? Agrax Earthshade. It's gonna be a close second, so I'm gonna paint this into the eyeballs instead. So the illusion that I'm going for is that the shadow of the helmet is kind of blocking out you being able to see his eyes. It makes him look more savage and sinister. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Yeah, and just so painting here around the teeth. So we'll highlight that up in just a second, but that looks pretty cool. You can see his yellow teeth there. We're gonna take next some Talarn Flesh, and we're going to paint his fingernails. Why Talarn Flesh and not like a bone color? Because if you look at fingernails, most of them are kind of pink, and Talarn Flesh has just the right amount of pinkness to it. So that's a trick you might not know that might be fun for you, painting the fingernails pink. Okay, so what can we do now? Let's paint our little Gnoblar a little bit more. We're gonna use Agrax Earthshade to tone all of his colors down. So starting with the shoes, working down the green of the legs. This is actually good because it takes that really green green color and makes it less vividly green. If we had washed the skin with a green shade, such as BL Tan or the other one, Coelia green shade, then it might not come out as good. But using the Agrax Earth shade makes this poor little Gnoblar much more tonally similar to the rest of the model. Dulls down the skin, makes it seem less green. Also is going to look really nice. I'll make a separate painting tutorial for the gut plate because I think that's kind of its own thing. Especially if you're using the regular Tyrant model, you're going to be painting up your gut plate exactly the same as we painted up the metals and the golds. Okay, by now the bone in the teeth color is also about dried, so we're going to take our Agrax Earth shade and paint the teeth in as well. Oh, a little too much. Yeah, it's gonna make the teeth seem suitably yellowed and gross and decaying. Or not decaying, but just yellow and just nasty. Unhygienic, let's say. Alright, so we're back. We're gonna wash the beard now. Wash his dirty beard with some Nuln oil. And this is gonna get in the shadows and make the beard just bring back all that texture that we want to see. And yes, this is the same pot of Nuln oil that famously made its cameo and spilled all over my desk in the first part of this video. I still don't know why you took off your pants. I'm not gonna explain myself to you, Igor. Okay, then while we're waiting for that to dry, we're gonna take some... Now we're gonna use our dark flesh, if you still have it, or whatever the new equivalent is. Here you are, master. Thank you, Igor. And you're gonna water it down, just like you watered down your Hawk Turquoise. And we're gonna give our Tyrant just a little bit of lipstick. You gotta make sure that the wash is totally dried on the inside. It looks like it's not really, especially because we just added the Bad Ab Black, the Nuln oil. So I was smart, I would wait, but I am not. There we go. Let that dry now. What that does is it draws your eye towards his face even more. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some, if you have the old Regal Blue, which I thought I did. If you don't have the old Regal Blue and you have the new Cantor Blue, it's pretty similar. It's nice and dark. It's not as dark as Regal Blue was, but it's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna paint these under each eyelid. Not too much. Just in the depression. Try not to get it on the cheeks. if you're like new to my channel and you are wondering why I'm giving my Tyrant this makeup, it's to make him look sleep deprived. That's the I guess fluffy answer, but aesthetically it's so that it's just like the red on the lip. It will draw your eye towards his face, towards his eyes, and just make it seem a little bit more realistic looking. So let's see if we can get some good light on his eyes. There, how could you say no to that face? Look at that. What a nice guy. I need a light that can shine from this side. Right now my light is like over on this side. My lantern is over there. It only goes so far because my camera is obviously up here on this side of the table. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so at this point we are just about done with him, the Gnoblar. We're gonna paint some highlights with Warboss Tay Green. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, this Warboss Tay Green almost makes it look makes this guy look like a goblin, so we're not going to add too much because Gnoblars have a naturally darker, dirtier, almost brown kind of shade. We are going to use it a little bit just to pump up some highlights, but it's going to be used as a highlight color, really, rather than you know, kind of base color for our little Gnoblar down here. It's going to just be used to pick up the light. Which means that I'm going to use it to line the ears, the edge of the nose. But just to line and not to really color. And get the knuckles. If this is still too bright for you, you can go back over with some more Agrax Earthshade, but for me, I think this is a nice place to stop with our Gnoblar. We're not going too vibrant green into the realm of Goblin land. All right, so this does it for our Tyrant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the gut plate tutorial now, and then we'll finish up and I'll show you what the completed thing looks like in the end. Alright, there you have it. I painted up the gut plate and popped that right on the front, and I think the Nordland blue and yellow is really striking, so check that out. Looks really good, I think, and except for this stupid mold line, which I didn't see till I'm looking at it now. Across the knuckles, it looks like not even a mold line, but a whole like shift, because it goes all the way across and down to here. And I don't know how I'm going to clean that without scraping off that rivet, so I might just leave this as is. But here's our finished model. Let's take a look at it all the way around. I love, man, this new Rune Lord brass followed by the Nuln Oil, the little highlighting, and then the verdigris just looks so awesome. Really, really digging it. So, thanks for watching and sticking through 2 videos, and yeah, look at that blue and gold. It just pops really nice. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next one.